we move over to our Mariners, who are in the thick of things here with spring training. Things continue on. They did make some moves to start to cut down the roster, so that is starting to become a thing. Starting to see we're getting rid of some of the storylines of the spring while some of them remain alive. So we'll start here with the past 7 games that the Mariners played in spring training, beginning February 27th at the Chicago White Sox, a 10-1 loss. Our player of the game, first baseman Evan White. Evan, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI, a solo shot for Mr. White there. On the 28th versus Cleveland, a 9-8 win, so a high-scoring win. Seattle actually had to hold off Cleveland from coming back in that game after the Mariners had mounted a nice lead. Our player of the game, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Teo, 1 hit, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. March 1st at the Chicago Cubs, a 3-5 loss. Our player of the game, left fielder Jarred Kelenic, JK, 2 hits, 1 run, and 1 RBI. On March the 2nd versus the San Diego Padres, a 5-4 win. Sorry, trades are going on here. That does not involve us. Okay, thank goodness. Sorry. Where was I? March the 2nd, yes, versus San Diego, a 5-4 win. Our player of the game, third baseman A. Eugenio Suarez. Gino, 1 hit, 1 run, and 1 RBI, a solo shot for Gino in that one. We move over here to the last 3 games of the past week. March 3rd at the Arizona Diamondbacks, a 6-3 win. Our player of the game, shortstop Mason McCoy. McCoy, 3 hits, 1 run, and 1 RBI, a nice 3-hit day for the shortstop who spent most of all last season, I believe, with the Tacoma Rainiers. March 4th versus the Colorado Rockies, a 7-1 loss. Our player of the game, third baseman Jake Shiner. Shiner, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI, and a solo homer in that one. And then March 5th at the Milwaukee Brewers, a 6-1 win. Our player of the game, center fielder Jarred Kelenic, a 2-hit, 2-run, 1 RBI day. And it's not listed on there because it actually ended up just before we started to record these. So we can go and take a look at it now. The Mariners played the Chicago Cubs. It is Monday. They lost that one 6-2 against the Cubbies. Let's go here to find our player of the game. See what we can do. Cal, maybe. No, I'll go Cade Marlowe. Cade Marlowe, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 RBI, and a solo shot for Marlowe. 2 for 3 day, pretty good for the young outfielder who actually made the Mariners postseason roster this past year. So 5-6 so far through spring training. Again, this I think we reiterated it last year, but it's never about the results of the game necessarily with spring training. You'd like to see the resolve of a team come through and all that, blah, blah, blah. But the storylines are mainly what we look at for spring training. One of them being Jarred Kelenic, who is my player of the week. Jarred, a .412 batting average before that Cubs game ended. I don't even know if he was in the lineup for that game. I don't believe so. Hold on. Things are happening again. Oh boy. We're going to have to stop and go back to the Seahawks segment. The Seahawks and quarterback Geno Smith are finalizing a 3-year contract extension worth $105 million with the ability to earn $52 million in the first calendar year. Wow. Okay. That is via Jordan Schultz. And then Michael Sean Duggar reported that as well, one of the beat reporters for The Athletic. So that's a big deal for Geno and the Seahawks. Okay. Shoot, this is things happening during the show isn't very nice. We're on a time crunch, so we're gonna go back to JK here. Jarred, a .412 batting average before Monday. 5 runs, 4 homers, which led all of spring training, a .412 on base percentage, and a 1.530 OPS. We're going to get this out of the way here just in the beginning for the Kelenic doubters. I get it. I get that he's had back-to-back years that have relatively struggled. But all things considered, I mean, even with this, I don't want to put out that Jarred is all the way back, that he's here, blah, blah, blah. It's a marathon, not a sprint, especially in spring training, with a guy who really isn't very old. I mean, baseball wise, and life wise, obviously. I wish people a lot more of them. There's a good amount of contingent that are actually intelligent and know not to, you know, make a conclusion already on Jarred. Um, he's got the raw power. He obviously wants to win. That mentality shouldn't be doubted. It's just about putting it together and probably taking his mind out of everything, right? I think that was something that Scott Service said at one point, was that to take his mind off of things and slow it down a little bit. So I continue to put my full trust in Jarred. I'm not going to say he's going to come out and have like an MVP type year, but I think he can be a solid contributor for the Mariners this year. And with the ability that he has, I believe he should be your most consistent player in left field. I think he's going to be that left fielder. I know that they've talked about a platoon for the Mariners this year there. That's fine and great and all, but I just think Jarred Kelenic's going to be the guy there who really steps in and earns that position there. Yeah, sorry, we're getting more reports that deal is being confirmed. 3 years, $105 million. Oh, God. Jeez, that's a lot of money. Yeah, we'll have to look at that more next week. But glad I guess we caught that right now. We move over here to the 28th of February when the Mariners as a team earned 3 honors at the Seattle Sports Star of the Year Awards. Ken Griffey Jr., who you can see there hugging Ichiro in that photo by Liv Lyons. Ken Griffey Jr. earned the Royal Brome Sports Legend Award. Julio Rodriguez earned the Men's Sports Star of the Year Award in the city of Seattle. And the team itself, for their drought-breaking year, earned the Sports Story of the Year, obviously breaking that 20-plus year playoff drought, the longest in the major quote unquote American sports. So that was, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I'd say all 3 of those awards make a lot of sense. I would have liked to put the Rain winning the title up there with that, but considering the length of the drought and such, I understand that. We look over here towards March 5th, when the team, I talked about them cutting the roster down a bit. And really starting, well, I say a bit. It's only 4 players, and they're still at 71 now. The overall roster, the team assigned 4 players to minor league camp: right-handed pitcher Travis Kuhn, left-handed pitcher Blake Wyman, and catchers Jake Anchia and Matt Scheffler. So 71 players, 40 of them rostered players, 31 of them non-roster invitees. And as we get probably through the next few days and obviously weeks, that'll continue to cut down here. As we continue throughout the rest of spring training. A little bit of league news here. The Dodgers are favored for Shohei Ohtani. Shohei sweepstakes have an early leader after LA's offseason moves, and it appears to be that may be a place. I mean, I get it. I know he wants to win, and it wouldn't be too far of a move, obviously, but I'd love Shohei to be here, personally. So I don't know. We'll see. Looking ahead for the Mariners, you see the record in the bottom. Obviously, with today's result, it should be 5-6. I digress. So they'll get tomorrow off. Tuesday is a day off. Then they'll get back to the action on March 8th at the LA Dodgers, a 5:05 p.m. Pacific time start. March 10th versus the Cincinnati Reds, a 12:10 p.m. start. March 11th at the Colorado Rockies, a 12:10 p.m. start. And then March 12th versus the Texas Rangers, a 1:10 p.m. start for that game as well. You can see there with the Dodgers game, we're kind of getting into where they're not all in the morning anymore. They're kind of shifting them around, and they're coming as they are for those spring training days.